talk about some of the charges that have been leveled against him, and you see some of the stuff that's being said about him. Look at this right here. Former Dan on this summer. As you may recall, a lawsuit was filed. The 13-page civil complaint filed in Nevada alleged attorneys responded with evidence of the relationship being, quote-unquote, consensual.
Floyd Mayweather's name once symbolized invincibility, not just in the boxing ring, but in every part of his life. To the world, he was untouchable, undefeated, unbreakable. But behind the shimmering lights and flawless records, a storm was brewing. A storm Floyd couldn't duck or weave around. It wasn't a challenger in the ring that threatened him. It was the past. And it was catching up fast. Hidden debts, broken trust, financial lies that stretched back decades. This time, Floyd wasn't fighting an opponent. He was fighting the truth. And the truth? It fights dirty. It fights without mercy. And it never throws a punch you can block.
Knowing he's a public figure, knowing the connections that he had, knowing that he wasn't in this alone, assuming they're right with the charges and allegations that they leveled against him. To get others. Who else are you after? You're trying to get everybody. And that's what I think this is about. And I'm just reading from some of these stories because I think it's important to point this out. When you highlight...
Stephen A. Smith, a man who rarely holds back, unleashed a fury against Mayweather that stunned even his most loyal fans. It wasn't a casual critique. It was a full-blown indictment. Stephen A. didn't just question Floyd's decisions. He tore into the very foundation of his legacy. With every word, he exposed deeper cracks. Mismanagement of fortunes, reckless spending, alleged betrayals of those who helped him rise. And as the words poured out, it became clear, this wasn't about jealousy. It wasn't about rivalry. It was about disappointment. Deep, bitter disappointment from a world that once believed Floyd was bigger than his flaws. But now, that belief was shattering, piece by painful piece.
All right, so a Miami jeweler that goes by the name of Leonard Suleymanov is like, give me my money. Give me my money. So he is hitting Floyd Mayweather with a huge lawsuit. Y'all, we're talking about a cool $4 million for some luxurious watches and diamonds that Floyd supposedly forgot to pay for. Y'all know he forget to cash checks. So maybe, you know what I'm...
Money, fame, power. Floyd Mayweather had it all. Yet somehow it was never enough. Those closest to him began to whisper about a bottomless hunger. Multi-million-dollar mansions bought and sold like disposable toys. Fleets of exotic cars gathering dust in oversized garages. Lavish, impulsive business deals that made headlines one month and lawsuits the next. To the public, it looked like success. But to insiders, it was something darker. A man desperately trying to outrun the void inside him. A void that no championship belt, no mountain of cash, no roaring crowd could ever fill.
Tony Busby is the same attorney that filed the lawsuit.
The lawsuits came like brutal combinations Floyd couldn't dodge. Former managers demanding unpaid commissions. Business partners accusing him of outright fraud. Personal friends claiming betrayal and abandonment. It wasn't just about missing money anymore. It was about broken oaths and shattered loyalties. Stephen A. Smith's voice grew louder, angrier. He wasn't just disappointed now. He was disgusted. He painted Floyd as a man intoxicated by his own ego, so convinced of his own myth that he thought consequences didn't apply to him. But now, the consequences were knocking. And they weren't leaving without taking their pound of flesh.
Mayweather, he was not there, and you guys got the wrong person, right? I've never seen Mayweather and Lil Uzi Vert in the same place together at all, ever, and I'm guessing that it's probably somebody from Mayweather's team that kind of looks like Uzi, right? Either way, man, Uzi is wrapped up in his lawsuit. We'll see if they take his name off of it once they figure out what's going on, but yeah, let me know what y'all think about it.
So have you heard about the $4 million RICO lawsuit that Floyd Mayweather and Tiger is being hit with?
Wow!
So apparently it's over some stolen jewelry and, or at least allegedly, and the entire story is pretty crazy, and the fact that they're calling it RICO was pretty wild as well, because
Edward Williams wasn't some minor grudge holder. He was a man with receipts. A man who had watched Mayweather rise, knowing the dirty secrets buried underneath that rise. And now, Williams was done staying silent. Armed with damning documents, contracts, bank records, and testimonies. He launched a legal war designed not just to win, but to destroy. Allegations of hidden earnings, offshore accounts, faked endorsements. They painted a chilling picture of how Floyd may have manipulated the very system that crowned him. Stephen A. Smith didn't hold back, calling Mayweather's situation a tragic self-destruction, born out of unchecked arrogance.
Apparently there was some type of, at least what is being alleged, some type of scheme set up and ran by these celebrities in order to get away with taking free jewelry off of jewelers. So seems like
At first, Floyd Mayweather dismissed Edward Williams as just another angry voice, another critic trying to leech off his fame. But Williams wasn't just angry. He was relentless. And as the court filings mounted, the whispers became a roar. Documents long hidden were now public record. Allegations once buried were now exposed to the brutal light of day. Williams accused Mayweather not just of mismanaging money, but of actively orchestrating fraud, dodging debts, creating fake profits, and silencing those who knew too much. Stephen A. Smith echoed the outrage, warning that Mayweather's refusal to accept responsibility could be the final nail in the coffin of his legacy.
Johnny Fastlane here with allhiphop.com. So the situation is crazy, man, because Little Uzi Vert and Floyd Mayweather are being sued for an assault that happened last June in New York, right? The whole situation is that the person that's suing them says that he saw Floyd Mayweather's truck and he went across the street while he was filming to get some footage of it, and basically the whole money team, Floyd Mayweather's team and Little Uzi Vert came out of the truck and beat the crap out of him. Right? It's crazy as hell because Little Uzi Vert responded and he said that he don't even know Floyd Mayweather.
The betrayal wasn't just financial. It was personal. Friends who once stood proudly in Floyd's corner now felt abandoned and used. Some spoke of promises made and broken, deals agreed upon with handshakes and later denied when convenient. Former trainers claimed they had been shortchanged after sacrificing years of their lives for Floyd's success. Business partners detailed being iced out of ventures they helped build. It painted a portrait of a man who believed loyalty was a one-way street, something he demanded, but rarely returned. Stephen A. Smith didn't mince words. Floyd had created a kingdom where only one man mattered, and now, that man was facing the ruin of everything he built.
It's all about the giveaways. I want everybody to look. Gucci bags, Louis bags, everything right here, we giving away. Of course, autographed gloves, but I'm gonna do something special.
Behind the glitz and glamour, Floyd Mayweather's empire was rotting. Lavish purchases disguised a mountain of hidden debts. A multi-million-dollar lifestyle built on loans, delayed payments, and burned bridges. Investors who once lined up to partner with Money Mayweather were now suing him in waves. Creditors who once waited patiently were now sharpening their knives. Even the IRS loomed ominously in the background, reportedly scrutinizing every extravagant move. Stephen A. Smith called it the crumbling of a false empire, warning that Floyd's refusal to adapt, to humble himself, would leave him with nothing but memories and regrets.
On this giveaway, what I'm gonna do is give 2 tickets away to my next exhibition in Mexico. But what I need everybody to do is follow all the instructions down.
The media frenzy only intensified the pressure. Every flashy Instagram post, every boastful public appearance now rang hollow. What once looked like supreme confidence now looked like pure denial. Insiders revealed Floyd's growing isolation, trusted friends pushed out, inner circles shrinking to those who told him only what he wanted to hear. Meanwhile, lawsuits stacked higher, reputations blackened, and opportunities evaporated. Stephen A. Smith, never one to sugarcoat reality, laid it out plainly. If Mayweather didn't change course soon, history wouldn't remember him as the undefeated king. It would remember him as the man who lost everything he thought he could never lose.
Low and be that lucky winner. All of this, 2 tickets, let's do it.
Legal analysts dissected every new development, predicting doom. Financial experts warned that even Mayweather's legendary earnings couldn't withstand the tidal wave of litigation and debt heading his way. Those once enchanted by Floyd's rags-to-riches story now whispered a different narrative, one of self-sabotage, of a man who thought he could outsmart fate itself. Stephen A. Smith's verdict was even harsher. He declared that Mayweather's real opponent wasn't Edward Williams, or the IRS, or the creditors. It was Floyd himself. And unless he faced that truth, he was destined to fall harder than anyone ever imagined.
Of 2025.
Social media, I don't do that anymore because I'm truly, truly blessed, way beyond belief. You know, what's important to me right now is my real estate, my family, different things I'm involved with. You know, it's all about helping kids, the new generation.
You're gonna break it tonight. OKC gonna win. OKC gonna win. Hey, listen. You gonna break the score tonight? Come on, Papa. Let's do it.
And so, the once great champion stands now at the crossroads. With the world watching. With vultures circling overhead. With the weight of his own choices crushing down on his shoulders. The arena lights are still bright, but the cheers have faded into uneasy murmurs. And Floyd Mayweather, a man who once danced effortlessly under pressure, now finds himself standing still, cornered not by a rival, but by the consequences of a lifetime of decisions made in arrogance. Stephen A. Smith's final words cut deepest of all. Greatness isn't just about winning when the world is watching. It's about standing tall when the world turns away. And right now, Floyd is struggling just to stay on his feet.